Oh crap, are we? Oh, we are going. Okay, so this is a bit different. So I haven't even ran through this test as a proper Lego Mario course yet, but figured I'd at least show it off because this was a bit unexpected. At first, I was like, isn't this like an online exclusive? Like, can't really get this anywhere in store. And then I see it in Walmart, and I'm like, I have to get this. And so I did. So usually, the way I do these things is um, maybe I'll compare it to something else. This time I'm not going to do that um, because I think this is pretty special as a Lego set, as at least for the Mario system. Because say you only have one starter course and you want like a good expansion, I think this is that because it is a pretty good expansion. You are getting 4 characters and a lot of interactable objects. So usually the way that I break these down is I go by like the connecting plates, I go by the characters, the interactables, and the modules. I don't think that would do it justice, so instead I'm going to do it by the individual islands themselves. So I'm going to remove the main connecting plates. I'm going to take the characters off because I will of course go through the characters separately. I'm not going to dismantle the islands or anything. I'm going to leave them the way they are. There we go. Alright, so as for the connecting plates, to connect the islands you get 2 of these. There's one of them, there's the other. They are in the same color, which is very nice. They are registered as water in the system. So I'm going to go in order of kind of how you would probably get them regularly. So that's how I'm going to do it. So this is the first island. This is a little bit of a weirder one because this houses both of the Goombas. This piece here, this module is intended to come off. You can customize it around if you so wish to do that. You don't have to though. And you may notice that there is this tile here and this little moving thing. If you take a Lego character, you can see Peach in the frame, that's funny. If you take a Lego character, at least one of the Mario characters, and when you stomp on it, you get as many coins as you want within a set period of time. Kind of like one of those golden blocks. That's the only thing that I can compare it to from New Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS. That's the only thing that I can really compare it to. The function of it already kind of released in another set that changed how jump on the counter, but that set has since been retired, so this is a good way to get this kind of interaction. Next up, we have this island. This is probably the worst one. Doesn't mean that it's bad though, at least in terms of interaction. So once again, this piece intended to come off. You can't separate them. Now this island, the main attraction is of course going to be the big Koopa Troopa right there. However, there is this golden block right here. So when you take that off, it does reveal that golden block. So if I take a Lego character, as you can expect, you scan it, he gets an item. It's fairly simple and comes in all of the other starter courses, but it's not very often that we get these in a bit of a side set because usually they are in just starter courses. The only ones that I can remember off the top of my head coming with a question block, like at least that looks like this, excluding the Nabbit, it would be the Bowser Castle from Wave 1, the Reznor Knockdown from Wave 2, or Wave 3, sorry, and I don't even think there was one in Wave 4. So they're kind of skipping waves, if that makes sense. There has to be one. No, there wasn't. No. Yeah, so it's not very often that we get gold blocks in separate sets. Anyway, now we have this module, and this one, oh man, Super Mario World, my favorite 2D Mario game, one of the best. This is very cool. So it has like this little turning feature. You turn the dial and it goes back and forth. You can do it as fast as you want or as slow as you want. So when you take a Lego character, gotta make sure that I'm not pressing the Bluetooth button. When you take a Lego character and place it on there, it makes some noise. You don't get coins for turning it, it just makes noise. A little bit surprising because usually with a feature like this, you do get a couple of coins from it, but that's still not too bad. Now let's move on to the characters going from the most interesting to the least interesting to the most interesting, at least to me, because opinions can vary. So this is of course the regular Goomba. I'm not going to show this one off, at least not the feature. It's fairly standard. It comes in the Lego Mario starter course, probably the exact same face print. It's the code, bottom, stuff like that. Now we're going to move on to the Koopalink. This is Iggy. Iggy's a pretty fun Koopalink. Pretty much the companion to Lemmy. I really like this one. I really like the build for it. I think it came out pretty great. I really like how they used this shell, because with Lemmy, I feel that he could have used this bigger shell, but at the same time, he could have used a smaller one. But I think they gave us the best of both worlds, because I think Iggy could have done with a smaller shell also if they went that route with Lemmy, but I don't know. Maybe there are disagreements. So, just the Koopalink standard is 6 hits, at least to this point. And you get 10 coins from killing Iggy, and then when you stomp on him, after he's, defeated, if you rapidly stomp on him like this, the most amount of coins that you can get is 5, which is not bad. Now, moving on to the main attractions, you could say. This is the Big Goomba, and when you compare the two, you can notice that there is differences. For starters, the bottom here, it's a lot more rounded compared to the more straight jaggedness of this one. So it's nice to see that Lego didn't go with their design per se, went with the regular one because they had more pieces to do so. But even then, this is a solid build. Like that's a print, that's pretty cool. That's a pre-applied sticker. The legs do move, interestingly enough, so I either built it wrong or it's intended to do that. Either way, I'm not changing it because that's cool. So you can kind of, make them walk like that. Front on, it's so cool. I really like it. Now, in terms of hits, this one is a little bit different because it is treated as a boss, but the noise, it's very like, just listen. So it makes a different bit of a stopping noise first, and then it's defeated. Okay, I think I took Luigi off for too long. Yeah. And when you stomp on him regularly or rapidly after he's defeated, the most hits is 3. But other than that, very solid character. And honestly, he would be the best character in the set if it wasn't for this insane Koopa Troopa. Like, first of all, this is the first regular red Koopa Troopa that we are getting, as you can tell by the shell and, of course, the shoes. But other than that, we've only gotten green ones, and I really like this because, like, look at the head. It does turn, which is pretty cool. I like how they did take that precaution. As well, the arms do indeed move up and down, and the hands also move in a 360-degree motion. It's very nice to see. The legs don't move, but I don't think you'll be moving around the legs too much. So once again, this is a bit of a different noise, so listen. Peach is burning. So it takes 4 hits. You kind of gotta hit the shell first in a way, and then you get some coins from it. How many coins was that? Yeah, 5. Not bad for a 4-hit enemy. So now I gotta rapidly stomp on it to see how many coins I will get. 3 or 4, one of the two. Either way, not bad. You're probably only going to kill them once. That's kind of it for the set. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're just combining this with a regular starter course, it's great. And as a display piece, like, there are some very displayable options here. Like, you could display any island that you want separately, or you can display them all and it will still look pretty okay. Obviously you want to have the characters on it, but still, like, that's not too bad. Now, I should probably point out how it's intended you defeat these foes. So I'm going to try to show you like this. No, facing completely the wrong way, at least for me. So over here, the way you take out the Big Goomba, you just hit the thing on the side, and then you stomp on him. Over here, the Koopa Troopa, you can't really knock him over this way. You gotta knock him over this way. Well, then his head just came off. By the way, that's it. That's what makes him rotate. It's very cool. Anyway, the Koopa Troopa gets knocked off. You can attack him. And now Iggy is probably the more, I have to get rid of that for some room. Iggy's probably one of the more cooler ones because it mimics Super Mario World, at least even his fight. So you can twist him and turn him and make him fall off, which is very cool, and you can defeat him as you would expect. It's very nice, it's very cool. So I'm going to run through this as an actual course for the first time. And see how many coins I collect. I don't think it'll be too many because these expansion sets typically rely on fun. However, they are so cool. Like, that's not even a problem for me. If I'm playing through a Lego Mario level, I'm not playing through it for the most coins. I'm playing through it because they're fun to do. Because I will never grow up. So let's attach the flag there, and let's attach the pipe here, and now we should be good to go. This is probably also going to be the shortest video. Yeah, we're only at 11 minutes. So let's grab Peach because this released in Peach's Wave, and Peach is the most comfortable for me to hold. So let's run through it. Alright, 59 seconds. Let's take out the big Goomba. Alright, so let's get the coins from this interaction. Alright, let's stomp on this Goomba a couple of times. May as well get that block. I got 15 extra seconds, not bad. I now have 53 seconds to complete the course. Let's move those blocks out of the way. Knock the Koopa Troopa over, take his head off. So funny. Alright, let's kill him. 4 hits and down. Alright, and now let's take out Lemmy. 6 hits. Now, I'm not going to move around or anything. I'm just going to hit the finish flag and see how many coins I get. It's hard to see, but that does say 32. So that's not too bad. So when you combine with a starter course, you could easily get 100 coins if you run through it properly, optimize it correctly, stuff like that. Maybe hit these enemies while they're down. But overall, I must say, for the price, and like the price to piece ratio, it could be better. Like the ideal for most people would be 1 piece for a cent. Now obviously with some of the pieces here, it is not possible. Like Koopa Troopa uses a lot of circular plates, and you know, Iggy's shell is pretty bulky, and the pieces in general are just bigger. But even then, like, it's still not bad, especially considering what the Lego Mario course building system is. You do get a lot. You get 4 new enemies, 3 of them exclusive. You get that tile that has since retired. You get this pretty good boss interaction as like a little mini boss, and you do get that extra coin block. So unless you have all the sets that include them, like myself, then you might need that. So with that said, that's pretty much it. You know, it's not too much, but it's not too little. It's just right. And like I said, displayability, like, you can easily just display this on its own. Like, look at that. That's just so cool to look at. That's so cool. Anyway, that is it. There's not too much else. Is it a good set? Do I recommend picking it up? If it's somehow in a store, like I said, this was, to my knowledge, a retail exclusive. So I'm a little bit shocked that I saw it in Walmart. So I just had to buy it. Anyway, if you want to pick it up, it's a great set. Now, what I recommend is, like, if you have a lot of other sets, this is still a good buy because it is 3 exclusive characters plus a Koopaling. And for some reason, Lego's going insane on the Koopalings this wave, because like they just released Lemmy, Iggy, and Ludwig all in the same wave, and Ludwig is the only exclusive character in the set that he's in, which is wild. But overall, this is a really good set. I have no real complaints. If anything, the Koopa Troopa's head falls off a little bit too much. Not too bad there. However, once he's on this platform, you knock him over. Oh no, he didn't fall down either. Okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way I'm doing it. Maybe I'm like knocking his head off. No, because it's pretty secure. I had to use quite a bit of strength. well, not too much, but a little bit more than I thought, just to pull them apart completely like that. Oh, against the shell, it's even worse. Anyway, it's a good set, and combined with Starter Course, it's going to be pretty great. I now only have 4 more because of the Goomba Shoe. I now only have 4 more sets of Wave 5 to go, and I don't plan on getting them all this time. Peach's Castle, the Goomba Shoe, and the Fuzzy thingy. Those are the set. Like, I'm planning on skipping on Big Spike because that price for piece and the interactions to me is just not worth it for a Boomerang Bro, which is probably going to be released later on down the road. So to me, there's no real point to splurge on it, but who knows? Maybe if I find a good deal on it, or I have just cash to throw away. With that said, thank you for watching, and I hope that if you picked up this set, you will also enjoy it. That is it, and now I gotta somehow end the video.